Assalamu alaikum. Standards 5th. Subject Environmental Studies Part 2. Topic Beginning of Settled Life Part 2. Part 1 we have already done it and this is the part 2 of it. So let's start. Skills and various occupations. In the times before agriculture, people obtained food such as meat, fruits and roots by hunting and gathering, but could not store it for a long time. Therefore, all the men and women in the community were continuously engaged in getting food. Engaged means busy. They were busy in getting food. In the agricultural system, it became possible to store food grains for long periods. There was more food available than was needed by the community. Some women and men thus began to get spare time for experimentation and for using their natural creativity to develop special skills. Members with such special skills were given work based on those skills. Thus arose crafts like making earthen pots and beads, etc. Arose means started. They started making earthen pots and beads. It is believed that in the New Stone Age, women made earthen pots and other earthen objects by hand. Community life based on mutual cooperation. The farmers in the village settlement were now producing surplus food. Surplus food means in a large amount. They needed skilled craftsmen for tasks like making agricultural implements and repairing them. Skilled craftsmen mean a trained or expert worker who makes implements and tools. Such craftsmen were paid in the form of food grains or other articles. The craftsmen needed to obtain their raw material from long distances. The price of this raw material was also paid in the form of food grains, articles, etc. Thus, the barter system of buying and selling was established. Barter system, it is an old method of exchanging things. The barter system also began to be used when there was a need to obtain raw material, finished objects, other articles of daily use, etc. from other places. Salt is an essential item. Most of the village settlements needed to obtain it from faraway places. Salt traders also traded articles they received in exchange of salt. The salt trade helped the expansion of trade in the New Stone Age. The village community made rules for mutual cooperation in order to keep this system of trade and distribution of resources running smoothly. Resources, water, food, land, etc. People responsible for the implementation of these rules became the chiefs of village settlements. The chiefs were also entrusted with the protection of village. Entrusted means given the responsibility for protection of their village. Thus, this is how the village administrative system came into being. Evidence of protective walls and moats around the village settlements of the New Stone Age has been found in excavation. Moats, a deep wide ditch filled with water. Excavation means archaeological findings. When the scientists dig the places. These walls were built to protect the village settlements from flood, wild animals and outsider who stole the village cattle. Question number 1. In which system did it become possible to store food grains? Answer. In agricultural system, it became possible to store food grains. Second, Who made the earthen pots and other earthen objects during the New Stone Age? Answer. In the New Stone Age, women and made earthen pots and other earthen objects by hand. Third, how did some people in the community become the skilled craftsmen? This answer is in point, so you have to write in point wise only. First point, in the agricultural system, it became possible to store food grains for long period. Second, some women and men thus began to get spare time for experimentation and for using their natural creativity to develop special skills. Which crafts arose with experimentation? Crafts like making earthen pots, beads, etc. arose with experimentation. What did craftsmen needed to obtain? Craftsmen needed to obtain their raw material from long distances. What was farmers in the village settlements started producing? Farmers in the village settlements started producing surplus goods, means goods in a large quantity. How was the price of raw materials paid? The price of the raw materials were paid in the form of food grains, articles, etc. Which system was established? Barter system of buying and selling was established. Who were responsible for the implementation of the rules and protection of the village? The chief was responsible for the implementation of the rules and protection of the village.